It just hit me a few weeks ago that in only a short while I will be turning 30, which is a really strange feeling, but good strange. Even though age is just a number, I feel like turning 30 sounds really grown up, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about leaving my 20s behind, but still, it's a good thing all in all, of course. Although I am not the type of person who gets regrets easily or thinks along the lines of, I wish I had or hadn't done something, I also think that in my new almost 30 wisdom, there are definitely some things that I know now that I wish I knew earlier in my 20s. And as you can see in the title, this video is actually a collab video with Nina from the Minimalist Ninja channel. Nina makes great videos about minimalism, green travel, frugal living, being vegan, and her lifestyle is really inspiring because she uses minimalism as a tool to live her dream life of traveling. And so far she's traveled through 28 countries and she's lived in 4. And she talks about all these things and more on her channel and on her blog. Not only that, but she's also a really nice person, really down to earth. So be sure to check out her channel right after watching this video, of course. Especially if you like my videos about minimalism and simple living, you'll definitely like hers as well. So here's a little selection of 10 things I wish I knew in my 20s. I thought that your study would always determine what kind of jobs you had after that. And since I studied to be a dietitian, I always thought that I would work in dietetics for the rest of my working days. Well, it didn't really turn out that way. I did work in dietetics for a while, but after that I just kind of naturally rolled into other types of jobs, and especially writing my graduation thesis while working in a children's hospital made me clearly aware of my own sensitive nature and that I would never be able to keep that up. Plus, I actually like to go with the flow a little bit sometimes, and things just have a way of changing and working themselves out eventually. Number 2, I'd like to tell my 20-year-old self to drink less coffee. I have always loved the taste of coffee, the warm cup in your hands, the smell of fresh coffee beans. But I also found out that I'm quite sensitive to caffeine, and after switching to decaf a while back, I gotta say I feel much better altogether. My energy is much more stable, I get less headaches, and I actually wake up feeling much more refreshed in the morning. Boy oh boy, would it have helped to know that I am a highly sensitive person, or HSP in short, sooner. I only found that out last year and it has been the biggest eye-opener I've ever gotten, and knowing that sooner would have helped me understand myself a whole lot better, and I would have had way more tools to take proper care of myself. If you want to know if you are highly sensitive too, then watch this video. It is okay to not have a beautiful tan. My skin always remains very pale, and every summer people always ask me if I haven't spent any time in the sun, and it took me a while to accept the fact that my skin just doesn't get a tan. My skin always remains very light, and having tried tanning salons and fake tans from a bottle that all didn't work, I just got to a point where I said, screw it, I'm beautiful in my own way, I'm here, I'm pale, get used to it. Quitting a job that was making me miserable was one of the best things I have ever done, and if I could go back in time and talk to my younger self, I'd tell me to do it sooner. Things have a way of working themselves out. If you've already tried several times to get things to change and you actually have never seen any change for the better, I say life is too short to stay at that miserable job. Number 6, visit Iceland sooner. What a beautiful country. Somehow it feels like a second home to me. And while I was there, another benefit, no one asked me about my pale skin, I just fit right in. Stretch more often. In Dutch we call people like me a houten class because I have never been flexible at all. Because of yoga I am now starting to see improvements luckily, but I just wish I had started stretching earlier. Oh, to be young again. If I could go back, I tell myself to enjoy being in school more. I know it's a cliche, but when I was in school, I couldn't wait to get a job and start working. But being young and in school definitely has its advantages, and I could have enjoyed them a lot more consciously at the time. So it turns out hypoallergenic pillows are not 100% allergen free. You actually need dust mite proof. And I've been sleeping on the wrong type of pillow for years, and with me being really allergic to dust mite, that would have been nice to know sooner. Trust my own instincts. I have always had pretty strong intuition even when I was a little kid, but I've only begun to trust it a bit more over the last maybe 2-3 years. Looking back on things, they were usually right, so I say listen to your gut feeling. Luckily, there are always new opportunities to learn from and to get to know yourself better bit by bit. So even if I wish I knew these things earlier, I still wouldn't change anything about my life or the things I've experienced up until now. How about you? Do you agree? And what kind of things would you tell your younger self? Share them in the comment section. I'm already really looking forward to reading what you guys write. Also, I'm curious what kind of things Nina from the Minimalist Ninja channel wishes that she knew when she was younger. So check out her video. I'll leave the link in the description and say hi to her for me. Don't forget to give this video a thumb and click subscribe if you're new here. Perhaps some of you have even just come over from Nina's channel. If so, a big welcome and feel free to make yourself at home and say hi in the comments if you'd like. I hope to see all of you again next Saturday. Have a great week. Bye bye.